Chong the dog is here. I figure I'd get us both in here. I don't know, my friend still says she's stopping by after work. That's doing this other business. So, I don't know. We'll see. Carla, sometimes she is the busiest person I know. She's doing drum beats and everything else. She joins these weird clubs with these different kinds of people. I don't know. I would. She studies the light language, I guess. So I'm not gonna discard the light language, but I don't know. She does see angel numbers in these things that I can't see, so I don't know. But she's has so many things she knows. It's amazing. She's way more motivated than me. I want to say she does a lot. She's always helping people. She's out doing all kinds of stuff. But I did want to say there was an algae problem in the water. Yesterday in Texas, I picked up a reel from Facebook that this lady's dog, she, I guess her dog ended up, I guess she was swimming in the river and then they had a family outing, which was nice. They came home, she got sick. She brought her dog to the vet, and after she brought her dog to the vet, I guess, the dog got real sick on the algae. And they ran blood tests and everything, but there's increased amounts of algae, I guess, in the water that if your dog's in there swimming and it has high allergy counts, they're saying not to put your dog, don't let your dog swim. She buried her dog, I guess, yesterday. So R.I.P. Mr. Doggy. I forgot the dog's name, but it was a white lab. No, wait a minute, golden retriever. She had a white lab with her. But anyway, it was the golden retriever that went swimming and the other one didn't. So I guess I'd relay the news from the animal world. Oh boy. I thought today no everybody be sleeping. Okay, yeah, you breathe air, but you might have a dog. This is what I'm saying. Hello. I'm not letting Chong near any water. I got him a bone. I love you too. But yeah, I literally have been keeping them inside. It's like 85 degrees. A lot of people are having their dogs outside and bringing them swimming. But a lot of people are on Facebook are getting the kiddie pools and having their dogs swim in the kiddie pools. So if you have any dogs, just get a kiddie pool and let your dogs go pull off in the kiddie pool because it was sad this dog had to die on a family outing and it was a beloved pet. So you guys are so funny. Oh well, thank you. It was my husband's day off, so I just do Instagram and manage all my Facebook stuff, and I now got Twitter, and I got a Twitter group now too. I didn't know you can get a group on Twitter, but apparently you can. And I do most of my reels through Instagram. I did some of my reels, and I've been sharing them over here. I get copyrighted for all of them, but it's technically from my channel, so I don't know how that runs. I think I get revenue from that on Instagram. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But they like them. People are liking my poetry. So I was happy. One person on TikTok, he had it. He posted it for his favorite picture, one of my pictures and one of my poems. And he puts it on the saved albums. And one person on Instagram's doing that too now. So I did a dragon one, and I did another. I just did another one too, and posted over here from Instagram. I thought they were pretty badass. I like the dragon one. I thought it was cool, but I'd go for that goth stuff. I love it. And then I like anime and stuff, so I did some of my anime editing, and I sent one of those over here too. I'm hoping to get 1K views on that over at Facebook. I'm at war with these other digital creators. I don't understand how they get all these views and some of these reels aren't that good. I put more effort in my reels than they do theirs. And I don't understand. I think they cheat because everybody does follow for follow over there. If they follow you, if you follow them, then other people follow you and then you follow back. That's how it works everywhere but here. So I think they just have a bunch of people obligated to follow them. But I thought my reel was honestly the best put together. Some of their reels look like they didn't even try. It's sad. But this is what I went through, and then I got a bunch of stuff done. And then I got bored, so I went on Snapchat, and it did some editing over there because they have some really cute editing stuff over there, and I thought it was cute. So I figured why not share it to you guys too, because I thought it was fun. I Snapchat my Facebook groups all the time. Oh, I'm getting a lot of comments. I mean, my dog 100 pounds. I am drunk. Is that drunk? Oh, yeah, he's about around 100. He's my big baby. I bribed him because it's hot out and I don't want him swimming and stuff. So I went to the farmer's market and got him a bone. He likes the ones that are really big that actually are part of the animal. It's very disgusting. And I have this rug up here because little shreds of dried up blood get everywhere. And he has to eat it out next to me. He's a vegetarian's nightmare over here. And that's what Chong is. He's a big meat eater too. He'll eat. You're allowed to give dogs hamburger. So I give him hamburger. You're allowed to make them steak, and they're allowed to eat chicken. And then they have a bark seasoning I usually put on the stuff because it's only seasoning they can have that's doesn't hurt them. So I do make things like that, but I thought I was giving him rice for a little bit, but I heard like the oatmeal and rice isn't good for him. So there's just a whole lot of comments, and I just literally got done smoking a bowl. I don't know if I can get through this many. Chong, there you go. Move your big bone that way. Please and thank you. See, this is what he does. He'll do this for hours, and then hopefully it cools down outside and I could take him to the park like I usually do, but I can't do it now because I'm not trying to have him huff and puff down the street. All right, there's a whole lot of conversation here. All right, well, I'm gonna smoke another bowl here, and I guess if you guys want to talk about something, we could talk about something. I'm just exhausted from editing. I edited all day yesterday because when my husband was gaming and streaming, I got a lot of like morning post and stuff pre-edited. I made about 20 templates, something like that. So it should last me when I gotta work and stuff. No, but I was happy about that, getting my templates done. Because I'm tired from work and I don't like to. It takes time to make a couple of those. Oh, I'm from Ohio in the United States. Pretty much the hick state they call it or whatever. So we don't have as much traffic as everywhere else. And I've been other places. Florida scares me. They drive so fast there. And they're just so high paced there. When I was driving through Disney World that way, I couldn't drive during the day. Everybody, even though it's 75, I swear to God, they're going 85 and 90. I don't know how anybody survives without a ton of accidents in Florida. I haven't traveled through California, but my son has, and he said you can go 100 miles an hour and it's not a big deal. But then again, he likes to drive fast. I don't. So, but when he was when he was in the Navy, he was always going a lot of places. He said he had to drive for 24 hours straight to get there because he was in Florida for a while. Now he's a lucky asshole, my oldest son. When he was in Florida, he's saying when he was stationed there, he got free tickets to see Georgia Florida line. I would because he was in the Navy and crossing through and all that, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, he is so lucky. I could not get this lucky, and I like them. I like when I'm drinking. I really like it. I really enjoy stuff like that. So here's some knowledge for you. 64 kilograms of food makes 1,600 grams of blood. Why are we making blood? I don't know. I'm afraid to be part of that conversation. If y'all ended up doing something illegal, Chong the dog has nothing to do with the YouTube. I don't know, unless you're doing a horror movie, I don't know why you'd be making blood. But I got enough troubles in my life. I gotta go work at the nursing home. I am. I like to smoke weed. It's funny because at work everybody's a goody two shoe because I'm medical, and I was like, look, I'm never gonna smoke it here, but it's very handy when I live stream. I can't say nothing because I have my medical card, but I say I choose not to smoke it there because I feel I'm not on my game when I'm high or if I'm taking care of patients and stuff. Because I'm the one that gets the nurse if something is bad. And they would never know if anything was bad with the patients. It wasn't for me. And if I was high, I wouldn't be able to relay the right things and start the right procedure. So I won't smoke there. But if hell yeah, I come home. Usually the husband's at work a lot because he says that you need a lot of money to survive now. And it's not like it used to be. So he's always at work. And my older son, he's not in the Navy no more, but he works a lot. So what is there to do but me sit here and smoke pot? And I only work 4 days a week now because I just chose to stay at the same place for over a decade. My work literally told me the only way I'm leaving is if I make it big on YouTube. And at this point, even if I did, I don't think I could just stop going there. It's really sad. I guess it's my social group, you might want to say. I've been talking to the same people for over 10 years. I got their phone numbers. I know their kids. I knew them when they were pregnant, and now their kids are like 3 and 4 years old. It's kind of hard to leave a job when it's like to that level. But I told them, I go, where would I get all my material if I didn't come to work? So I'm enjoying my new schedule. It starts officially in August, where I get 4 days off, where I'll be able to live stream more. Because Monday through Thursday, I can do longer sessions. And honestly, I could probably get a live stream, at least I want to say 3 2-hour ones. And then when I get home, since I already do my templates on Wednesday, I don't have to do any good morning because I do because since I have all the Chong groups, I have to say good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and good evening. I do all that, and I tell them all happy birthday because birthdays are important. You lived another year. You got 2 dogs. Well, God bless you. I don't know what I would do with two. Well, what's enough? I mean, he can be sneaky. And when he was in his puppy stage, he was a T-Rex. It's crazy. I gotta hire now that he's done with his little teething. Well, I think he is technically teething a little still, but he doesn't mess with my carpet. He did a little tiny spot in the carpet, so now I gotta find a carpenter, pay them to come to the house, and fix that little piece of my carpet. I don't know if I can handle 2 dogs. I would have to be prepared with a room with baby gates, like on top of each other, and just a room where if the dogs tore apart a little bit, well, like a little play area, they'd have to have their own bedroom. Laugh out loud. Yeah, well, then you feel my pain. Uh, oh, there's other Michelles? I don't know. I know on Facebook when you try to look up my full name, Michelle Haynes, with my little check mark, there's a lot of them apparently. And then there's some. And then if you look up Chong for my group, it's hard to find. I don't understand. I'm not changing my logo. I've had these groups for, God, 2 years now. But this Chong lady always appears when you're looking for the groups. So, I mean, they come across, and I think I have one for digital creators because I got tired of everybody following each other. So I figured I always follow people. And if I get a subscription and it's from a YouTuber, I usually subscribe back too. Because that's supposed to be a code with digital creators. You're supposed to support each other. And if you don't, it's like going to the restaurant and not tipping. Because sometimes some digital creators get really involved with their stuff. I can get my shit done in 5 hours. Honestly. All of it for whatever templates I need and everything set out. But some digital creators take longer. But some of their stuff is like more involved than mine. I like to stick to humor stuff. But some of those digital creators that do those stories and you gotta do it from here to there, I think that takes like 10 hours of editing. I don't know if I would want to do all that. I want all the credit for my work. So Facebook knows I go on strike. They put me in Facebook prison because I don't like some of their rules, but I've been doing my poetry because they're silent and we fight over music all the time, me and Facebook and watermarks. So I just share some things in my group and then I got these other ones where I can remove watermarks and stuff, so that's helping my life. But these are the things that plague digital creators. These little hidden rules, and honestly, it's not over here, it's my issue. I mean, I could share things over here and crazy shit doesn't happen. Over there, it's a violation. It's crazy. So I'm glad I have these groups. 1,000 US dollars? I don't know what you mean by that. One night, 1,000. You mean like I don't know. I don't know what you're doing for one night, but that's a lot of money. That's almost rent. But I'll tell you a funny story. I was doing my editing for Snapchat, making my templates and stuff. And they have these videos. I don't know what to do with them. That you can where like for another person for two, and I'm not on Snapchat. That's kind of new, and I just use it for editing a lot, so I'm not that serious about it. But anyways, I had where you could have yourself as the other person. So some of them they have a guy with me, but it looks like it could be my brother because I put me. Then I showed my husband. He goes, I don't even know that person. I go, apparently this is me if I was in this template and I was a man. And it's crazy. I was just like, I don't know what to do with these. They're interesting, but AI can literally give you an entire person that looks like a person and make it look real. And it's crazy and it's creepy. It's like this looks like my brother. I don't even know how to start with these templates. But I think I was going to try to figure some clever saying because it looks so crazy. It could be funny. And I do like funny things, so that's why Snapchat editing is funny. They always give you usable content, the Snapchat and Instagram. They have really good editing too. If you don't have like a big fancy computer, Instagram could be your best friend. And you can make money on it all the same, which is interesting. And, and honestly, lots of people on Facebook, they love poetry, they eat it up. I get like, I don't know, 50 likes within an hour over there. And I just do like, because I have an AI thing that, brings up a picture so I can write a poem on it. And whatever theme my poem is, I like the background to be something different. So that's generally what I do. But they love it. And I got tired of all the, I don't want to talk shit, but the joke he does, I don't know if it's a he or she, You're not allowed to put anything out editing wise that has to do with the Joker because this person has been doing like all this like different stuff with the like Joker templates for like it seems like 10 years. I put out one and I didn't realize it, and I went in Facebook prison. It was crazy. And I'm trying to be successful like the Joker on Facebook. But the Joker always wins. It's crazy. I'm talking lots of K views. And I know how they're doing their templates. So I'm thinking if I just keep putting these out, I might be able to beat the Joker one day. This is on my list of things before I die. Because when I was first starting out as a digital creator, I looked at them because they were interesting, and I was like, "Wow, how did they do that?" And I was learning all these different programs and stuff. But it was I just know I don't know. It was something about the Joker, and then sometimes they put these like they put these rude comments out. They're like, "Leave me alone! Don't get me on Messenger." And I don't know, the person that does the Joker and all the reels for that, they're very cocky sometimes. But it's my goal to beat them. This is why I won't leave. I'm staying there till I beat the Joker. And I know it sounds crazy and ridiculous, but I think of ways of beating the Joker and getting just as popular as that person is. Because I know I can make up some words and nice reels, and a lot of times they're better than Jokers because they don't have variety. Whoever's doing it, it's just like different like movie picks, and then they have an inspirational quote, and then people give millions of views on this thing. It's insane, and I'm giving variety. I got like dragon poems and stuff with the Reaper and good stuff, and they're just putting just movie things out. So on my bucket list this year, I'm beating out the Joker. I don't care what happens in my life, but the Joker's going down this year. I'm starting with my little momentum going. What job do I like? I don't know. I like medical. I like to do paperwork, and I do a ton of that. I'm not very good at cooking. I was once I worked at Burger King, and they said I was so good with money. They just made me a cashier for a while, and then they promoted me, but they would not let me cook. They said cooking was not in my future, so I don't think I can. I don't really like to be around food because I can't cook it well. So probably a library. I would love to work at a library. It's quiet. It's nice. The only thing is you have to have a specific degree to be a librarian. I've looked at the library assistant jobs, but they don't pay as much as what I get paid. So I'm just stuck in the middle of a bunch of grouchy people every single day that want me to take care of them and call out for me and ask about me when I'm not there. These are things they do, and the stress is getting to me. But they have given me a lighter assignment, and they have been a lot nicer to me. And there has been good coffee brought to me, so I can't complain. But I guess a writer would be my top job if I had to do anything. I wouldn't mind being a social worker too, but I don't know how I could maintain social work and all my other stuff. I might let that go for another lifetime. But I guess in a sense, I'm a social worker over here. There's a lot of heartache over here at YouTube. May I know if 5 million? Oh, that's a lot of money. Jeez. What are they, Donald Trump? All right, five. Oh, no, if I know. Oh, S. Okay, you want to know if you and your partner are gonna reconcile. We'll just go with that. You guys are very specific. So that's easy for my brain to comprehend. All right. Let's see if you and your partner are going to reconcile. You are a lovebird, aren't you? I always think of war before love. I don't know. This is why I'm the person that gets mad at work and gets a promotion. I've never done love before war. All right. We'll see what pathway that your partner is in. These pathways are very important, and getting out of one and trying to get in a better pathway is always supposed to be what we're supposed to be doing, but it always doesn't happen. So, all right, your partner is in a void course moon. That's very interesting. And I guess the circumstances around that situation are the full moon and the new moon in Capricorn. So evidently, your partner's trying to, I guess, find themselves and think they can live without you, but it's a void of course moon, so nothing's going to happen at that. They're going to find nobody at all. If anything, they would find a lot of rejection and that kind of thing. That's a very final moon. But to get out of this path of rejection, they have to pretty much they have to give something of themselves and realize reality. They have to get a reality check. Surrendering things is just acceptance. So for your partner to get out of the heartbreak path, they have to literally just find their inner self and I guess, grow up a little. They seems like they've been a little selfish. And they want them to work on being less selfish. That's why they were thrown into that path because of all that. And self denial and a little bit of an ego. But they want your partner to go into the new moon in Capricorn. And when you're in that moon phase, that means whatever you've been working on is coming together. So I see your partner coming back, but it's not going to be like at least for a month or two. Because they're flexing and acting like they're in their head, as everybody says, and they're just kind of being an asshole. So I'm saying a month or two on that one, hopefully less. But they seem awfully stubborn. That's your problem with your partners. They're stubborn, and they got to learn the hard way. Chong, we got some maintenance people next door, and he just been running back and forth. But yeah. Oh, you're welcome. They'll be back. Don't worry. And they're not finding nobody. So at least you know they're not finding nobody. They're gonna be miserable when they come back, but their ass will be back. This happens. This is why you got to be humble in your life, because they put you into it'll put you into a path of rejection until you pretty much make amends with whatever you did and try to make a situation better. This is why I try not to do bad things. I don't want to be in a void course, no void course mode. Nobody wants this. It's a horrible path to be in. I've been in it 3 times and I don't want to be in it no more. If, okay, can you check if Carlos likes a new woman? Yeah, I can. Were you guys together? What the heck is that? Alright. I don't know what that is. You meant your phrase. It says, okay, you were with him for 1 year. That's a long time. But we could see. I can see what path he's on. Alright, you want to, if he has a new girlfriend. We'll see what comes up for him. Alright, right now he's in a new moon in Pisces path where this is just where you meditate and think about your life, contemplate, just things like that. And literally how he got there was about him and his loved ones. So I guess he's pissing people off. I feel he's making people angry, and it's family wise. I don't feel it's with the woman, but I feel he had like one on off again type thing. But he is having family problems. I don't know how far in the past it was, but there was somebody, but they're not there no more. So, and and then they want him to go to a waxing moon when he does all this to give his negativity to the moon or to God or just away from him, pretty much. However, he does. He prays, looks at the sky, whatever. I mean, I've seen somebody in the past, but I don't think it was a distant past. But I did see someone, but it wasn't very long. So I'm sorry. He seems like a very confused individual. I sense a lot of confusion and chaos in his brain. I don't know, he just has a lot of chaotic thoughts. This is probably why everybody's kind of angry at him, I want to say. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Chong loves to be with me all the time. He even sleeps in the bed with me. I had him off the bed, and then it just came to one day. I just give him his own blanket and the side of the bed now. All right. He's not ill. He's just in a path of where he has to become a better person. I mean, I don't know. Once he gets through, it depends on what he wants. Oh, Habib's, never mind. I was reading another question. Oh, I don't know about all these actors. I know the main ones, but I am not good with actors' names. Now, if you ask my husband, he could tell you the names. I could tell you where that person that I seen was in the movie. I could tell you the movie, but I cannot tell you these actors' names. I don't remember half of the musicians' names except for five. It's sad. So, oh, I just see truth, and truth sometimes is ugly. Truth is very ugly. Yeah, I don't mind if you got something. I'll do your reading, but it's gonna be truthful. Sometimes the truth isn't. It prepares you, but it sometimes is not nice. But yeah, I do. I could. I can't. I. That's why my boss likes me. I've told on myself and told her she should write me up the one day because it was something stupid I did. I forgot about somebody at work, and she didn't get mad at me at all. She just said, "Oh, you told the truth." So this is how I always got raises at work. They know I don't lie. I feel if you take one lie, then you got to cover that lie, and then you have a whole bunch of lies. I wake up and I can say whatever I want because I don't have to cover up anything. Oh, you're welcome. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, the truth is the best. That's what my mom always told me. Sometimes if you tell someone the truth and it's bad, and at least you fessed up, it's the person likes you even more. The worst thing you can do is lie to a cop. I mean, they're the worst to lie to. To lie to a cop, they've been trained through psychology classes to be able to tell a liar. And they already know they make people nervous, so that's the worst time. That's why I don't even lie. Because if I ever had to talk to a cop, I wouldn't want to deal with all that malarkey. I told the one cop once I had one drink, but it was 5 hours ago, and he told me to get in my car and go. He could have gave me DUI. Sometimes, if they think you're lying right off rip, they're gonna either cut you loose if you're okay, or they're just gonna nail you to the wall. Oh, bye. Come visit me again. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be on my work day, so it'll probably be around 5 or 6 tomorrow. Because I won't even get home to 3. And there's pee time for Chong. So, and then I gotta clean up stuff. Then I gotta give him all this stuff, and then that takes me time. Because he's spoiled. But we'll get to your question over here. Yeah, I'm taking it now. This is Habib, right? Habib is the person you're wanting to know has feelings towards you. I don't know why they restricted that. That's crazy. I don't know. It's YouTube world. I'm still trying to get Creator of the Week that still have yet to get. Maybe I'll get that before I beat out the Joker. Who knows? I'm hoping the Joker goes down one day. Oh, okay. I think you were in the stream before. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube put message restricted on your other one. It wasn't even that bad of a sentence. Maybe they're reviewing it. I don't know. I'm still learning my way around YouTube. Things are very different over here. This is why I don't have any music or anything going. But Habib is on a new moon. That's the path he's in, which isn't bad. It's actually a very good path to be in life. And he, to get out of the new moon, he has to. He's going to a full moon eclipse, and they want him to ultimately. The spirits want him to go to a full moon in Cancer. So, with all this said, now the new moon is always a new start. That's easy to remember because new start, new moon. When you're talking astrology terms. And the full moon eclipse is kind of what test he has to do to get where he needs to go to his new start. But a full moon eclipse, you gotta literally come up with the answers to the questions you were hiding. So he's hiding thoughts. When you get something like this, you're hiding things and you're not being yourself. You're being fake. And it doesn't mean it's like he's affecting people. It's like he's lying to himself type thing, where it doesn't affect anybody but him. So it's almost like a self prison. It's like you're putting yourself in an emotional prison. If you don't literally just realize the truth. You just stay in your own mental prison. But people can't stay in that all the time. But once he starts figuring out what he needs to do and wrong his rights and just, I don't know, become what he was supposed to become. And on that path, he goes straight to the full moon in Cancer. And this would be a personal issue in his life that reaches some kind of verdict. And I'm picking up that you. And what he has to get past is mistakes that he's made in the past. Some he blames himself for, and some he created. And some was just out of his circumstance. And he doesn't know how to project it, so he's coming across in a real negative way. But there's more sadness I'm picking up with him, and regret, and it's deep within his soul, and it makes him sad. I'm picking that up really clear. So this is probably why he's not getting that new start until he figures out what's making him sad, and I think it's the romantic part of his life not being there. So that's what I see on his path. I feel that you guys will reach resolution and have a better relationship once he gets through everything, but that's a lot to go through. Honestly, he would need a lot of weed for that, and maybe a priest because that's a lot of issues in one day. And at the end of the day, that takes possibly even counseling. If it was me, I'd be going to a counselor because that's crazy. But yeah, he does think about you, and I do see you guys back together. It's gonna be some kind of cycle going on. So just be aware of the grouchy cycle because the road to self awareness is a rough one, And guys get grouchy, women get bitchy. This is what happens on the path to enlightenment. No one tells you that it's sometimes a pain in the ass, but it is. You got to sacrifice, and sometimes you have to come up and you got to tell your own self you were wrong. And sometimes it's the hardest thing when everybody's telling you you're right all the time. And that's why I always say, I don't know, I'm wrong sometimes. Sometimes I'm wrong about a lot of things. Sometimes I'm right about something. I mean, the person that admits that they don't know everything usually knows more. I think that was Socrates or Plato or somebody. Somebody said this. I love philosophy. I really do. I get them all confused sometimes. But I do love philosophy a lot. And I mean, these are paths to our life, and we cannot. I guess we can't beat ourselves up over doing some shitty stuff and shady things. Because when I was younger, I did some shady things to partners, before I was married the first time. But I learned. I was on the void moon path for about 3 years. I've been on it twice. And honestly, that no, when you are on that and your ego goes so high, that's how they bring you down. And they make you admit to your own self that you were wrong. And sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. It really is. To the victim, it's easy. To the person that did it, is not. So, and if you could survive that kind of path, it's called the warrior path. They're usually your strongest warriors will end up on this path. Sometimes it's not always romantic. Sometimes it's wartime. They killed so many people, they feel bad about it. So they got to go on that path, and they got to get a new moon and everything else. It takes a lot. I don't think people sometimes understand when you do the wrong. Sometimes if you delay it, it's better to do it right away. It really is. It sounds crazy, but all right, hang on. I'm gonna get your question a second. I'm gonna swope this. All right. The weed helps the streaming. I think I have a better stream when I'm high. I'm gonna start just saving all my weed till I stream. All right. Should I reach out to him? Okay. Does that bring us to the question? Oh, okay. You're the one I just did the reading for. I do not know why they have all this stuff restricted. I don't get it. At least I read it before it got restricted, so we're all good in the hood, as they say. I would reach out to him as a friend and set boundaries, because when people are on these kind of paths, their emotions are all over the place. And even if they love you and stuff, they will drive you away when they're in this path, and then it brings more regret. So, me and my husband were on this path for 4 months, and I was too pushy, and it pushed him even further. And it just like one day, 4 months later, we just reconciled, and we had a long talk, and then we were okay. But don't be too pushy like I was. But try to reach out in little bits, and don't, if it takes a couple days to get back to you or whatever, I would do that, because make it meaningful when you talk to them. And don't be always pushy with the subject. And I feel you'll have way better results, honestly. But that's how I would reach out at first. And then after that, just take it little baby steps. When he gets the actual, once he gets through his path a little bit more, he'll be more receptive and come to you more. That's what I would personally do. That's what I did with my husband because I realized I was driving him away. So, I mean, it happens. What are you gonna do? We live, if we're lucky, past 100. That's why they used to have Smuckers commercials when people live past 100. Now people technically do, but it's not a good 100. That's why I take antioxidants. I use really good creams on my face and stuff because I feel I'm going to live longer than I want to live. But I feel I'm going to be a good 100. I just have crazy things that ends up wrong with me, and then they fix everything and I'm better than I was before. That's how my health goes. But then some people are real healthy forever, and then all of a sudden, bam, they got cancer. It's weird. And then the person that has all this little stupid stuff is the one that lives the longest because they're constantly getting a little bit of antibiotics, a little bit of this all the time. And I don't know why, but it just works out this way in the world. So I guess never discount the little guy. All right, well, I got your question about reaching out. Is it all gone? Stop. When you say crave you, do you mean like you? Like wanting to date you like? I'm not big on all the slang. I'm really not. I had to learn so many words of different kinds of words that it was insane. In my spare time, now that I'm trying to get my little books and stuff together, I've been trying to brush up on Scottish and different things. So I don't know the new ones. All right, let me see here. A like, sleep with. It's not friends with benefits, is it? I don't know. I hear about that over here too. And my sons tell me about this friends with benefits. I get confused with all of it. I really do. Oh, okay. Okay. So do you want to just see what path he's on and just start with that? You can do that. You guys are some deep people. He was meant to be your first. I'm very impressed. I see, I'm not this deep. That's why I'm impressed by things like that, because I just don't never think this deep. I try to think deep enough to get a poem out, and that's about as much as I get. But he is now in South Node, and when you're in South Node, you're living in the past, kind of. So right now, I guess you could say he's living in the past, and they want him they're putting want him to go to New Moon and Taurus because he has prosperity, money, monumental gain. But he has to stop letting the past hold him back from success, I guess, it looks like. And when he's through with all that, and he kind of just embraces what he's supposed to do in life, he's supposed to go to this waxing moon path, and this is where all of his positive energy just keeps getting good. Like, I guess karma, we would say. I guess this is like a karma card, a wanting moon. So his karma's going to build up with all of this, and then it's just going to keep, it's going to come on slow and just keep going. So I feel if you stay with him in this path, that you guys will be together, but if you go off path and kind of don't support him, I feel that you won't get back together, because on this kind of path he's shooting for the stars, whatever they got available in his life. And when you have this kind of path, that's pretty much it. It's like a little path to success. But it's saying don't let your past hold you back, because it's past regret saying he can't do it. Self doubt, same thing. But I don't know. This is a path that is a fun path to take, because I'm on this path right now. My karma's building. I'm not letting the past hold me back. I'm still working at my job, and I'm over here. I'm trying to work on my digital creating career also. And my momentum starting very small, and one domino at a time is coming down. So I'm in the same path as your friend. And when people are in these paths, sometimes they suffer, they have lack of money at times, and it is what it is. So if you really love them and just accept what's in that path that he has to go to, I feel you'd be okay. So, but I think it's one of the best dreams I ever had. Maybe, I don't know, maybe when I get to 200, it'll even be better. Who knows? All right. Your name is. All right. Rabah. Oh, you're welcome. I hope I was helpful for you. I try to give a positive reading and two outcomes. There's always two outcomes. There's never no, we're never getting back together. It's how much work is the other person going to do and make it a possibility. So just remember that. To every negative, there's a positive. And it really is. It's just how you go about a negative path to make it positive. And that's how I like to give my readings, to give hope. I hate giving hopeless readings, because there's hope in everything. There's hope in death, life, birth. There's always hope. So I like to follow the path of hope. If I guess whatever path I follow, I guess that would be the spiritual path I follow, is peace and hope. So it comes out in my readings, the peaceful and hopefulness. All right, my friend. Robish? Is that it? I don't know if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm really, really sorry. I am horrible with all the new modern names. I am. Even at work, I mispronounce people's names all the time, and I tell everybody I'm sorry. Oh, they do. They have some fancy names. Some of them are, one's Chanel. We have all kinds of different names. Now, those kind of names are people named after perfumes and stuff. I always remember those, but some of them, they get very fancy and complicated. And they change up names are funny. They change up all the time. But you're in a gibbous mode. I like to call this the middle way when you're trying to go somewhere and go somewhere with your goals. So I would like to call this the middle path. Like the tavern, you go and have a little drink and pass through. So you're like in a little station where you're passing through. And they want you to go to the full moon in Aquarius. And Aquarius doesn't always mean love romantically. It doesn't. There's many of loves. But I want you to go in there because they feel that you have a lot of stuff inside of you and self doubts and things, and maybe some preparation before you kind of renounce your way in the world. I guess you would say they want you to feel better about yourself. They pretty much are saying you got a low self esteem. So, but I do see you're going to be going to a north node as long as you get your self confidence up, and I do see a job coming. It's just going to be something a little different than you're used to doing, and you're going to have to get used to something a little different. But it'll be something that you would like. It might actually make you happy. Sometimes there's jobs like that out there. Alright. So that's what I'm picking up there. But I do see you getting a job, and I see it in about maybe a month and a half. But don't discard a job that seems off the wall. It's going to come in a weird way. I do see it come in a weird way for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to come in a weird way. It's going to become through like a sudden thing that you've never seen. And it's going to be a job that you know what you're doing with it, but it's a little different, and it's something you wouldn't have picked on your own. And it's just going to kind of come along on its own in a crazy way. When this job comes along, this offer that has decent money that's a little bit different, take it. Because that's the one that's going to actually help you. So, but it is going to come along, and it's going to be just something you would have never thought of was going to happen to you before you die. That's how I'm perceiving it. But I'm literally thinking a month and a half to get totally settled and all that. Because these are how these jobs go. It is, but it's going to be a little bit different than your field. It's going to be in your field, but something different that you haven't done. Kind of like, I don't know, like in my field, if I came off the floor, I'd be in an office or something. It's going to be something, maybe I feel it's going to be like an office job and maybe checking on people and stuff. That's what I'm feeling. It's going to be something like that. And I would take it because I feel that one's going to be the one that works out for you a little bit more. And when you get in these kind of jobs, you can always just see how long you like it, and you can always look for another job. I don't. I always was told when I was growing up, don't quit your job unless you have another one. So, if you get fired, it's different, but I feel you'll like this. And I've had really weird things happen to me. And before I was on YouTube, I would sit there and look at Chong when we were Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I was helpful. But yeah, there would be like weird stuff that happened around us that I would tell, and was just doing blogging back then because I started out as a blogger, just a dog walker blogger. And we had this really random shit happen, and I was like, man, I wish we had a live button over here because sometimes we heard noises when we were out, me and Chong, and sometimes just crazy shit happens. And then I've had stuff where just I randomly just I heard from haven't heard this to happen not too long ago. My friend Jamie, I haven't seen her for like 30 years. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's bam. I'm like, oh my god, I thought she was dead. But there's random stuff that it does happen to everybody. Chong just attracts weird animals. And random crazy shit happens to me. Like, literally, we were almost. Thank God I got a big dog that's not trying to attract coyotes. We were just went for a late night run. I think it was like 10 o'clock. We were going by the park, and I seen something cross the street that looked like a 250-pound dog. Charon got still, did not move, so I got real quiet and I looked, and my heart stopped because I I heard about these coyotes. I did not know they were that massive when they're just streaming right past you a street away, even a little bit of a street away. He didn't see us because we're by the light, but they try to avoid humans. It was something. I was, I was scared. But yeah, these random shit happens. And then I actually was glad I wasn't taping because I was just trying to like leave up the street because I heard they will attack humans. Usually they don't want to, but they would attack Chong, and then they got a big pack over there. I heard howling from at least 50 of them the one time. It would have been a family affair. Chong would have been eaten, or just maybe not eaten, but he would. There would have been bloodbath, and then they would have ran after me, and I don't run fast, so we try to do all our investigating with nature during the day. But the thing is it's so hot out. I can't barely get up the street without him huffing and puffing. So we try to go to that little park when it gets a little bit not less muggy out, because I'm not trying to have my dog die at me. And now to find out that because of algae in the lake, dogs are dropping dead in Texas. He's not going to a lake. We're getting a kiddie pool. That's all I know. Oh, you agree with me too? Yeah, get a kiddie pools for your dogs. Do not let them near any algae. And you can tell these people had a lot of money. They took very good care of their dog. They took their dog in Texas to the vet the next day. And then today, their dog died. And they just posted, that it was when they got the blood test, it was algae levels. I mean, people with money got this kind of money to drop on blood tests and everything immediately. So I know that these dogs want to go swimming, but I know all through, they were even, some of their in like their fire pits on Facebook and Instagram. They're, especially like during the summertime, I guess the one lady was putting the kiddie pool. They dig a hole and they're putting the kiddie pool down for the raw hot days. So it's like an indoor pool. And then she said after the summer's over, she's going to pull up the kiddie pool and make a fire pit. I mean, it's a big thing over there. This is why it's sometimes good to be on every network. Who would have known about the algae right away unless you were on Facebook a lot, at least once a day, because that was a huge story. And Facebook is really good for that kind of stuff. I mean, they inform you about immediate algae things and stuff. Over here, you gotta, sometimes I worry when I'm listening to my scientific people if it's real or not. So I'm hoping that the people that are live streaming are actual scientists, but and doctors, and I'm hoping they are, but you never know. But Facebook is very specific about different like newscasting and stuff because when I first started out over there, I wanted to be helpful. And this is a funny story. I was over there trying to be helpful, so I said, you know what? I went on Google and I just started delivering science news, and they just very nicely told me that they take care of the news and they have fact checkers. So, and certain news is real because they have these fact checkers over there. So I stopped being a news reporter because I started out over here. I always was a dog walker, but then I started dog walking for Facebook and here for a little bit because I got my live button over there first. So I was just blogging my dog walks a lot. I think for an entire year. And this is what I did for an entire year. And then I didn't want to have to go through all that because sometimes you got to watch what you say when you're on there because I would have had every stream shut off. So I sometimes didn't respond to a lot of comments. They didn't like that I vaped. They didn't like that I smoked weed. I get the music. I understand about the music. I mean, I guess if I was a musician and I spent all this money getting this song out, and then just random people I'm not associated with is playing my song after I played, have all this stuff invested in my music, I get it. But they're ridiculous even about the weed smoking. And then they bent a little bit on that rule. Now you're allowed to smoke weed on Facebook. And you're allowed to play a little music. They're still allowing that. So, but eventually that may eventually go away. I don't know. Maybe they're playing a certain song list, but my one friend that's a live streamer over there, he just plays it off YouTube. So I think it's because it's another platform you're allowed. I think that because it's YouTube he's playing, it's fine. Because I've played YouTube on my streams over there. I used to do that a little bit when I was listening to my science lectures over here. If it was YouTube I was playing, it was fine. But I think, done just about a little bit everything, but I'm still taking down this Joker. I get on these little excursions like I did with Digga. And I literally, Danny DeVito playing went #1 in the world. I played while I was working because I went on the doctor's appointments with the kids all the time. And that was part of my job when I worked at the kids' home. And while I was in the doctor's office, I was always digging because that's what it was. Your little guy digs. So I just started digging, 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 and I dug our way to #1 in the world. And the kids like, how did you do it? And I was like, because I was with me and my nephews and my younger son was doing it. And then I finally told them all I cheated. I used to pay so I could dig faster. And then they said I was an asshole, which I just told them I work hard. So they were checking how long I was digging. They're like, Mom, you're an asshole. You're paying for this. And you're just keeping your phone on. I was like, I just want to see how long it would take you to figure it out. And they thought it was funny as hell. They go, I don't know, Bob. All this digging you did, we went #1. But yeah, we're still have the record we still hold the #1 spot because I stopped playing Dega. Obviously, I can't play Dega live stream and do all the stuff on the other networks and do Digga that I would have. But we had one group member, and he used to spend a lot of money on it. He's still out there. So his name's Jensen. So I mean, Jensen's still in the. We gave the Danny DeVito clan over to Jensen because he gets big numbers too. So I'm glad that Jensen has it, but I would just be real vulgar too. Because when they would say some crazy shit, I'd just say somebody could suck a donkey ass or just crazy shit. I would put that in, and they go, Mom, that's so horrible to say. I was like, well, you guys are talking shit, so I'm going to talk shit back. So that's on the public platform for Danny DeVito, too. And I guess and then in the Candy Crush, I got to level 5,000 without cheating. I love Candy Crush. I love phone games. Phone games are my favorite things in the world. I love them. I had that one where like it was Dragon City where you have these little baby dragons and you create this little city. That was fun too. I got the Google Play Game Pass. I did, but I just don't have time to play my phone games because I got lots of stuff I do. So I try to balance it all out, but I might start playing another game. And then maybe I'll just publicize what level I'm on, and whoever's playing with me, they can see what level they're on, and we'll see who gets the highest level. That's always fun to do. You don't think about your own personal misery that way. It's just keeping yourself occupied and busy. So, but I'm going to take me a little food break. And I guess the ocean is kind today. Thank you for the nice conversation. And I appreciate your guys' courtesy always. You guys are the most courteous people on the planet. And I love it. You guys rock. So I'm gonna eat something, and it's still kind of early, so I'll probably come back again and drop an evening post. Because I already have that template done. I just got to share it over. I think you guys will like it. I try to make them really cool and nice. So, you guys, I will see you guys for sure in a little bit.